We've had some big trends this week, and that's led to some big profits. So let me share more details with you right now. Hi everybody, it's Andrew Mitchem here, the Forex Trading Coach. Today is Friday the 28th of March. Welcome to my weekly video and podcast. And this week we've had some fantastic trends. We've seen a lot of strength this week in predominantly the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. We've had a lot of weakness in the euro, the Swiss franc and also the US dollar. Now what this has led to is a lot of good trends that we've been able to trade in the same direction for a large part of the week. Now so far this week I'm up 6.3% on my account by risking just 0.5% risk per trade. That's a fantastic return following on from last week's great return also. The breakup of that is that on the daily charts I'm up 1.1%. On closed trades, and on open trades I'm up 0.4% heading into Friday. On the 4-hourly charts I'm up a fantastic 4.8% so far this week, and I still have one trade open behind me on the Australian dollar Swiss franc, buying that, and it's almost at full profit. And I've taken one trade on the 1-hourly charts, and that made me 0.4%. And so a really decent return so far. Sorry, that was two trades on the hourly charts with 0.4% net gain. So really decent return so far this week with 6.3% on closed trades and 0.4% on open trades. And like I mentioned, following on from last week's great performance as well, you can see with just a few trades and with high probability and low risk per trade, how you can make some fantastic returns from this market. Now, of course, the strong trends have certainly helped in terms of identifying which pairs to trade in which direction. And so far this week for my clients, I've identified 31 strength and weakness analysis pairs over the 5 days so far. And out of those 31 suggestions, 25 of those have ended the next day in the anticipated direction, and only 6 have not. So just a really good high win rate there. Now, when I'm looking for strength and weakness, what I do is I go through the different charts looking for where I see as predominant strength or predominant weakness on the charts in anticipation of helping me trade the upcoming 24 hours, so the next day. Now, the great thing with that is it gives me an idea and a bias of where different currency pairs are likely to be heading. I'll give you a great example. So far this week I've been looking at mostly weakness in the euro, and for a couple of the days this week I've seen strength in the British pound. Now you put the two together and you see weakening in the euro and strength in the British pound. That tells you the likelihood is that the euro British pound currency pair is likely to be falling. Now you go and look at your charts and have a look back at what's happened this week, and you'll see that the euro pound has fallen quite a lot. So by having the idea that, and in the back of your mind, that the euro looks weak or round and the British pound is looking strong, that's telling me that the ideal scenario when trading the euro pound on any time frame, but especially the shorter time frame charts like the 4-hourly charts, the 1 hour, or down to anything shorter, ideally I want to be looking for setups that are giving me short positions. And because that has a higher probability of success in my opinion, because my longer time frame perspective, my longer time frame bias on that pair is for the pair to drop. Now, of course, you could on, let's say, an hour chart be looking at buy trades on the euro pound, and if there were any showing using your strategy, then you've got two options. One, you say, well, it's against my daily longer term opinion and my weekly opinion on this pair, and therefore if I see a buy trade set up, I'm just not going to take it. I'm just going to ignore it, leave it, let it pass. And the other option you have, of course, is to take that setup knowing full well that you are trading against the likely overall direction. Now, just because the euro pound, I'm looking for it to drop, doesn't mean to say it's just going to fall like a stone. Of course, there will be pullbacks and retracements back against that trend. And so that's what you're anticipating if you see good buy setups on the pair. And if you do take them, you're just accepting you're trading against a predominant trend, but you may just be catching that pullback. And then the way I prefer to trade is to then look for that short position after a pullback and then look to ride the pair down again, because my overall longer term bias is for the pair to drop. So that's how I use the strength and weakness analysis that I publish each day. It's not to say I'm taking every single one as a trade in that direction. It's to say, if I see trade setups in that direction and on that pair, that has a higher probability of success than taking the same pair but the opposite direction. So I hope that helps explain the analysis that I put out there each day on my website. Now, of course, my clients get a lot more information than that. They get actual trade suggestions with the reasons for the trade, the actual setup in terms of the entry price and the exit prices, which of course they all learn themselves over time within the course. But there's a lot more information given there to the clients, as you would expect. But in terms of strength and weakness that I publish each day, that's how you should be looking at using that information. And as I've said so far, we've had 25 trades end the day in the anticipated direction of what I've given out so far this week, and only 6 gone the other way. So there's a very high percentage of success there, which has led to higher probability trades on the shorter time frame charts. Hence, so far for me, a 6.3% return so far for this week. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've learned something from that information. Have a fantastic weekend. I look forward to talking to you this time next week. This is Andrew Mitchem from the Forex Trading Coach.